The push for the playoffs in NBC has reached the final day of the regular season. Scott Trade Center in St. Louis. The Blues, second in the Central, still could finish first. They play host to the Red Wings, locked into their position in the East. They will face Boston in a first-round playoff series matchup. Right now, down to the ice, Brian Engblom is with Blues defenseman Jay Bouwmeester.
Jay, it's been a difficult couple of weeks for you guys. They've now lost 5 in a row. What was the atmosphere like in the locker room prior to this game?
Well, I think we have an opportunity today just to work on some things and get feeling good about ourselves again going into next week, and I think that's our focus right now.
Can a win cure everything that ails you guys right now?
We just got to get back to work, just play a simple game, and find a way to put the puck in the net.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay, thanks.
Jay Bouwmeester, one of the regulars that's healthy and in the lineup as we take a look at the goaltending matchup here, at least to start with. Peter Mrazek, second-team All-Star in the American Hockey League with Grand Rapids, which has been an important feeder to the Detroit Red Wings, especially over the last couple of years. And you heard a few moments ago Keith Jones talking about the importance of Ryan Miller and how he must play here this afternoon. Trying to find his game is probably as important as anything as the Blues are trying to do here in the finale of the regular season as the puck back into the Detroit zone. Red Wings have several regulars out of the lineup as well. They're resting a few guys, including Dan DeKeyser and Nicholas Kronwall in defense. No Daniel Alfredsson, no Johan Franzen. As the Blues, right between the benches, it's taken away by Gustav Nyquist, the hottest goal scorer since mid-January in the National Hockey League. Now Ty Rattie, up from Chicago in the American Hockey League. The Chicago Wolves have supplied a lot of players to St. Louis here in the last couple of weeks. Both of these organizations taking full advantage of their American Hockey League affiliates and players that have done well down there. Brendan Smith plays it ahead as Luke Glendening deflects it wide of Miller. Poliakovo pins his man up against the boards. A couple of healthy scratches in addition to the injured forwards for the Blues are Pietrangelo and Jackman on defense as Jaskin cutting into the backhand, trying to slide it across, and look at Mrazek. He actually ends up in the area where you're not supposed to be able to handle the puck as he slid across.
He was almost into the corner there. Mrazek sliding if it was right to his left. Couldn't seem to put the brakes on there. I think he's chuckling underneath that mask. On the rush there, St. Louis Blues want to get puck to the net. They want as many opportunities as possible. They like second and third opportunities. Look at Mrazek where he finished up.
Face off in the Blues zone. Picked up by Ott. He rolled it right through the goal mouth. Picked up by Todd Bertuzzi back in the lineup. He has sat out the last 5. Riley Shane across the line with Thomas Tatar in this play is offside. Well, a couple of coaches that are familiar with each other. They were on the Canadian coaching staff that won gold in Sochi. Ken Hitchcock already getting that playoff stare on his face, concerned about the health of his team as much as anything else. And Mike Babcock, you may have heard his comment at the very top of our show saying the history's all great, but it's about this year for these guys. Speaking of guys coming up from Grand Rapids, a couple on defense here with Xavier Roulette wearing number 61 and Ryan Sproul, number 48, the 9th Red Wing to make his NHL debut this season. And LaPierre slides it across. It is pushed ahead now by Cole. He dumps it deep into the Detroit zone. Mrazek got to move it away from the forecheck. Now Sproul picks it up. He'll play it up the far side. Ryan Sproul, an AHL all-rookie team that was named earlier by the American Hockey League earlier this week. As Cole plays it ahead, it's deflected by Chris Porter deep into the Detroit zone, and it is icing.
The St. Louis Blues have lost 5 consecutive games, and for coaches, they're always worried about execution and how the team is playing. For my money right now, I mean, they really need a win. I think over more than the style points, it's about getting a win, especially in regulation. They need to feel good about themselves. They have dropped off the last couple of weeks.
Quincy a shot right through Miller, his first test, and he's able to make the save as it's cleared back into the Detroit zone. St. Louis needs at least a point to force Colorado to match that tonight. Whatever St. Louis might get here in points, if Colorado can match it, Colorado wins the division. And they will face Minnesota in a first-round matchup. Whoever finishes second in the Central gets the unenviable task of facing the defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks, although they too are a bit beat up as the regular season winds down. Helm is worked over along the near boards and picked up by Joakim Anderson. And that went off the glove of Miller to the far side. Anderson back in the lineup with some of the scratches that Mike Babcock has decided to make here this afternoon. Anderson out to the line, Lashoff with it. Sends it along the boards. Leopold, who's in the lineup for the Blues here this afternoon, with Petrangelo and Jackman sitting out. Cole and Leopold are in on defense for Ken Hitchcock. Adam Cracknell, who's played a bit here with the Blues, is back up from Chicago, playing on a line here with Keith O'Coin and Chris Porter. And Porter just trying to get it deep. They're starting a line change. And now it comes to Kevin Shattenkirk across the line. Shattenkirk looks back, decides to take the shot, knocks the Red Wing player down. Lashoff that blocked the shot. Now Steen is upended. And the referee raising his arm. Now Kindle now trying to kick it along.
With all the young guys Detroit's had in the lineup, they are tougher to play against. That's one thing they've really improved on. They've had so many guys step up, do a fabulous job for the Red Wings this year, gain so much experience, and their system, of course, is controlling the puck and spending as little time as possible in their own end. That'll take away St. Louis's best game, which is the forecheck.
Pass for Pavel Datsyuk just out of his reach. Pavel Datsyuk back in the lineup for the last 5 games, has a couple of goals, playing a few more minutes as he gets his game legs back. Eric Roy, who was questionable for the game here this afternoon, is in the lineup. Number 12 for the St. Louis Blues. And Kyle Quincy backhands it up the glass. It hit off one of the stanchions, comes to the middle of the ice. David Legwand tries to play it ahead. It's blocked in the neutral zone. And it comes back now to Brendan Smith. Now Legwand's pass to Glendening. Glendening finally got his first National Hockey League goal a couple of weeks ago, and he has drawn high praise for his competitiveness from Mike Babcock, who said when asked about some players coming off the injured list, he said, look, our young guys that are playing well, they're NHLers now. Nobody's going to come and take their job away.
Boy, does that make you feel better if you're one of those young guys. Glendening, the epitome of that. Plays his college hockey, he's undrafted, comes in, works his way into this lineup, and he is a grinder. They just rewarded him last week with a new 3-year extension to his contract. That's working hard.
Now Sproul across the line, centering pass, a timing play there as he tried to hit Tatar. The puck back behind the Blues goal is cleared around on the near side. Hustling forward is Tatar. Sends it back to the line, Sproul with a shot, doesn't get through. Backhanded by Shane, and just missing on the one-timer was Tatar. There's Tatar, Shane, and Bertuzzi spending a little bit of time now in the Blues zone. The shot goes in wide, rebound right out in front. Now picked up by Sproul again. Sproul backs up. He hammers a shot. That was blocked by LaPierre. And a nice job by that line for Detroit, but now LaPierre with Reeves. 2-on-1 can develop here. Bertuzzi coming back. He puts his arm up at the last second to say, I didn't draw a penalty, and I thought the official was going to call one, but apparently he agreed that Bertuzzi released at the right moment. Helm sent there wide.
Lapierre with that nice move in the neutral zone. I think Sproul saw a move that he wasn't expecting. He was guessing a little bit there, got beaten badly outside his own blue line.
Cracknell dumps it in and goes in after it. Detroit gets to it first, plays it up the near side. Joakim Anderson couldn't get it past Shattenkirk, lobs it through traffic, and Mrazek may have gotten a piece of that to send it just wide. And now Helm with it. Lifts it high in the air with his glove down. Now the Blues controlling in the Detroit zone. Shattenkirk with it. Sends it back in deep for Cracknell. Malcolm Kindle steps in front of him. It's taken away by Schwartz, who just came off the bench on the change. James Schwartz, nice little move. Tried to change the shooting angle, and it was deflected over the net. Now Schwartz with it again. Cracknell centering pass. Rolls all the way out to the line. Shattenkirk with a drive. Mrazek to save. Knocked off the stick. Thomas Jurko, and now the Blues. Poliakovo with a shot. Mrazek to save. And a penalty coming now, and it looks like it's going to be on the young defenseman Xavier Ouellette. And so the Blues spend a little time in the Detroit zone, draw a penalty. They're on the power play when we come back. Xavier Ouellette in the box for the Red Wing. The power play coming up for the Blues. It is scoreless here at Scott Trade Center. Dave Strader along with Brian Englund. When we talked to Dan Milesman of Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago, Brian, with all the injured players, he said he doesn't really know what his team will be come playoff time. Is there as much concern here in St. Louis as they hope to get 3 or 4 or 5 guys back for the first round?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, after you've lost 2 or 3 games in a row, it's one thing, but now that it's 5 losses for the St. Louis Blues, you can tell that there's an anxiety level. Now they really come up against it because they have so many of their regulars out of the lineup. I think they really need this win, a regulation win, to feel good about themselves, even more than the style. Coaches are always looking at style and execution. That's their job. The players need to feel that win.
This power play for the Blues is brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company and the St. Louis Power Play. Along with everything else struggling, although you see the numbers on the season. Big collision down in the corner. That's Glendening. We talked about his competitiveness. He and Shattenkirk come together.
And Shattenkirk was ready for it. He popped Glendening down, but still the bounce-off bounced Shattenkirk right into the wall.
Now Koliakovo, who spent last season with the Red Wings. A big hit by Schwartz. That time on Quincy out of the line. Shattenkirk could not hold this puck in. And Koliakovo backing up now. Shattenkirk. Center ice, little backhand flip for Jaden Schwartz. Sends it along. Smith now trying to clear, and it goes over the glove of Shattenkirk. Helm with that great speed racing for it. Helm looking to cut in. And did he ever get the shot away? No, but a penalty coming. And it's going to be a hook
On Koliakovo after the fact there. Darren Helm hanging out by the blue line, one of the fastest players in the league. Shattenkirk tried to hold the zone on the right side of your screen. He'll jump up and it goes over his head. Koliakovo was already committed in the middle too, and nobody's going to catch Helm. Helm wasn't able to make the play that he wanted with the puck, and then Koliakovo will get in on his hands right at that last minute there. Prior to that, look at Glendening and Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk was ready for it. He dropped Glendening, good balance, but then Shattenkirk, the bounce off and into the wall was violent for both of them.
Darren Helm adds so much to this Red Wing attack, backing the defense off, much like what Ken Hitchcock told us about when his team misses with Vladimir Tarasenko on the injured list. A guy with speed, with confidence carrying the puck.
Helm's always on you on the forecheck, and of course on the penalty kill he's outstanding. That speed was evident there on that chance coming out of the corner.
Payarvi now, number 56 for the Blues on the rush. 4 skaters aside. And the puck recovered now by Datsuk. Sends it across Nyquist. Hands it off Sproul. Drops it back for Nyquist. Nyquist a shot, trickles in toward Miller. Steers it to the near side. Pavel Datsuk out to the line for Smith. Now for Sproul. Datsuk decided he couldn't keep it in and do what he wanted with it, so he brings it back out. Hands it off to Smith across the line. Now Smith sends it in toward Miller. Steered aside. Ian Cole with it now. Hands it off to Jay Bouwmeester. 12 seconds remaining in the Ouellette penalty. When he comes out, Detroit will have their first power play of the game this afternoon as Kindle in the corner. LaPierre ties him up. It's recovered by Tatar. Ouellette out of the box. He will head right over to the players' bench. And Mike Babcock will get the power play unit that he wants out here. Thomas Tatar across the line. Lifts it high in the air, and Ryan Miller will hang on. Expand your hockey experience with the Verizon StarCam on NBCSports.com. Throughout the game, we're streaming a live ISOCam following star players like Ryan Miller and Gustav Nyquist. The Verizon StarCam is available now at NBCSports.com.
Well, for Ryan Miller, he said it's been 2 weeks of this same stuff. I got to find a way out of it. I've got to find a way out of it by myself. It's got to get better.
Now Leopold with it, stumbles a bit. Joakim Andersson tried to get in on him, so did Yurko. The Blues were able to get it to the near side and out to center ice. Sproul. Right-hand shooting defenseman. Looks very comfortable in the early going here. Getting some power play time as Yurko drops it back to Sproul at the line. Now Yurko. Little drop pass. Sproul straight away. Hands it off. One-timer on the way. Miller the save. And Yurko got to the loose puck. Comes out in front. Can't steer it. They score! Now a penalty was being called. The puck goes in the net.
Every indication, it looks like the goal is going to count. Thomas Tatar is able to put it up in the upper shelf there as Miller was diving back into the middle.
White, 2 minutes, goaltender interference.
Oh, there we go.
Nope.
That's why Miller was down and diving forward, so obviously it will not count. Miller recovering into the middle. You'll see him going down. He's kind of pushed onto his chest. Tatar will score in the upper regions of the net because of it. Here comes the shot.
Wow.
I didn't see I didn't see any interference immediately there, but it was prior to that. See when the referee's arm goes up, must be right there.
Right there,
it is, 18. So it was prior to that early on. That's why I was confused too, because I didn't see anybody except Miller. He looked by himself, which he virtually is there, but there certainly is enough interference there with the stick that made the difference. Joakim Andersson in the box. Babcock not too happy about it. He thinks it happened prior to the shot, but goaltender interference it is, and it's a big swing in favor of St. Louis.
Yeah, and the official that made the call was on the other side of Miller from where Andersson was, so that's a tough call that Andersson from that perspective would have made contact. So a face-off here with 10-12 remaining in the first period is controlled by Detroit. With a few seconds remaining in the Koliakovo penalty, he will come out and give St. Louis their second power play. Joakim Andersson called for goaltender interference as Bouwmeester takes it wide and now dumps it along the boards behind the Detroit net. Glendening hands it off. Lashoff able to clear it out to center ice.
The best chance that St. Louis has had offensively in this game has certainly come from the point. Shattenkirk had a great look at the net. Koliakovo had a great look at the net. That was 5-on-5.
Now Miller plays it back into the blue zone. Ryan Miller settles it down there. With 1:10 remaining in the Andersson penalty. Shattenkirk plays it ahead. Now Smith plays it around, and it will be Leopold holding it in. Off the board now for Yashkin. Hands it off to Shattenkirk, back to the line. Now Shattenkirk tried to send it across. Helm was anticipating.
But he does that well. Boy, he was on the fly again. Would have been tough to catch for a second time.
The puck was just deflected behind him, or he would have been gone. Shattenkirk, a high tip play here for Derek Roy. Rolls to the blue paint, and it's knocked away by Helm. Helm against Shattenkirk. Half a minute remaining in the Andersson penalty.
A lot of what Darren Helm does is his anticipation, whether it's shorthanded or not. He knows when it's time to fly the zone and when he's going to have a chance, and then you don't catch it from behind. He's got 12 goals already this year, Helm does.
Well, let's take another look at this and see if Andersson's stick makes contact with the stick or the blocker of Miller. Right there is where it must have happened, because there's the ref calling it.
Yeah.
But if he makes contact with the stick or blocker, no question, maybe we'll get a better look here. There's the tap right there. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
There's not much.
It's easy to see from there, but the side that the referee was on, it looked like a hook to him. So I'm assuming that that's why he made that call in the interference.
Yeah, because that first tap came so far before the shot. I wouldn't think that was it, but now it's taken away, and out of the box is Andersson. And Andersson flips it across now for Glendening. He'll roll it along the boards in deep behind Miller. Koliakovo has it. Under 8 minutes remaining here in the first period. With 3 shots on goal to just 1 for the Detroit Red Wings. Again, Detroit is locked into their playoff situation in the Eastern Conference as the number 2 wildcard team. Datsuk's pass across, and it bounces off a stick. It is covered up by Miller with 7:38 remaining in the first. When we come back, we'll hear from Blues head coach Ken Hitchcock.
You said the last couple of games your team has worked hard but not always smart. Are you seeing an improvement in this game in that department?
Well, it's hard to gauge right now. You know, we haven't had a practice with any of these power play units, so we're a little disjointed there. I like our energy. I like how we're managing the puck 5-on-5. I wish they'd just keep both teams off the power play. Do us a world of good and give us a couple of days to practice. But so far, I like the energy.
Thanks, Ken.
Well spoken like a true coach. Keep both teams off the power play. We want to see what we've got going here. 5-on-5, as Ken Hitchcock has told us a couple of times in the games we've done over the last couple of weeks. 5-on-5 is how we're built. 4 lines that we can roll that are all dangerous in their own way, and that's all been taken away with all the injuries. It's still unknown how many of the players that are out of the lineup here this afternoon will be available in the first round against either Minnesota or Chicago. A Polak taking in the boards. Red Wings pick it up. Riley Shane. Sproul far side for Tatar. And Reeves ties him up. Sproul drops it back. Roulette lays it ahead now for Todd Bertuzzi across the line. It's recovered by Shattenkirk. Now Abdelkader waiting for Bertuzzi to get onside, but took a hit there from Cracknell. If the Blues get a point or two here, they'll be watching with great interest the Colorado-Anaheim game tonight.
Yeah.
Datsuk puts on the brakes, drops it back, last shot through traffic, score! That one will count, and Detroit has a 1-0 lead.
Well, there was a boatload of traffic in front of Ryan Miller again, and that's certainly not unusual, but turnover in the neutral zone by Detroit, and they come back. Pavel Datsuk with the puck control, and he's so good in traffic. Look at this play that he makes, and then the screen in front of the net. It seemed to hit somebody in front. I couldn't tell from all the traffic on my side. Yeah, it looks like it hit Abdelkader in front because there was the delay from the shot. It didn't go straight in. There was too much time delay.
Yeah, hits
it hit
right
Abdelkader right in the arm, and then goes over the shoulder of Miller. Looks like Miller would have made the save. Probably would have hit him in the shoulder, but it goes up and over.
Yeah, I wasn't sure on the live look whether it had hit Miller or Abdelkader. But Detroit, after having a goal disallowed for goaltender interference, gets one here as this puck lifted. And did that go over the glass behind the bench and out of play? We may have a penalty coming here against St. Louis. But first, can you predict the Stanley Cup playoffs, challenge your friends and family, or compete in public leagues for a chance to win great prizes, including tickets to the 2015 Stanley Cup Final? Fill out your bracket at nhl.com/bracket. And indeed, Payarby is going to the box for a delay of game.
Well, Ken Hitchcock's not getting his wish so far. There's no doubt about that. Seemed like a harmless play coming out of the zone, but a little too much on it, and it does clear the glass. Go out of the zone, so Detroit with a good opportunity here to build on that goal they just scored here on their power play.
Power play for the Detroit Red Wings is brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company, and they win the faceoff to start the man advantage. Kindle for Datsuk. High slot for Bertuzzi. Back to the line, Kindle. Right back to Datsuk. And Kindle breaks the stick on the shot. Alexander Steen out here with Schwartz. Couple of terrific offensive talents on the penalty kill, as so many teams do now.
Pavel Datsuk with great positioning there was able to shut Steen down, just run him off into the boards and shut that play off, even though Kindle had broken his stick.
Now Bertuzzi protecting the puck away from Leopold. Angles it off the boards out to Kindle. Kindle sends it across. Datsuk on the far side for Nyquist. Nyquist, little aerial pass to Datsuk again. Bertuzzi throws it back toward the line. Good hustle by LaPierre, and he knocked it away. Here comes Ott. Steve Ott will hammer one. Mrazek well out to cut off the angle there. Makes the save on the shorthanded bid by Steve Ott.
Yeah, there was room on that glove side. Looked like Steve Ott was trying to go high corner on the far side. Mrazek really came out a long ways.
Now Yurko sends it in wide of the St. Louis goal. Joakim Anderson gets to it. Hands it off to Tatar. Straight away now, Sproul with a shot and a save made by Miller, and that was through traffic with both Shane and Anderson in the shooting lane. Good work by Shattenkirk in the corner, clears it back into the Detroit zone. 4.5 remaining here in the first period. 15 seconds remaining in the Payarby delay of game penalty. Now Tatar, Roman Polak working him over. Anderson digs it out, feeds it to Sproul, who could not keep it in. And Mrazek sprints out to corral the puck and play it around behind his own net.
Schwartz and Steen out there killing that penalty. It's over now. Schwartz and Steen the other day in Minnesota were by far the two best players for the St. Louis Blues. They generated more offense than most of the other players combined for the Blues, but they still couldn't win that game. Had so much trouble scoring the last half dozen games or so, St. Louis.
Now it's knocked away. Drew Miller, the younger brother of Ryan Miller, the goaltender for the St. Louis Blues. This is the 7th time the Miller brothers have played against each other in the National Hockey League, the first time with their current teams. Now Cracknell pushes it ahead into the Detroit zone. I like what Minnesota coach Mike Yeo said after that game, Brian. You're talking about St. Louis, Minnesota. He said it was great to get the win, but let's not kid ourselves. We were outplayed. St. Louis was the better team most of the night.
Yeah, I think some of the sheer will that St. Louis normally shows has been lacking on and off the last couple of weeks. They've had it the last couple of games, but just because you start to play hard doesn't mean you're automatically going to win again. And that's part of it that's worrisome for St. Louis. That's why I really feel like they need this W to feel good about themselves today.
That's it for Nyquist. Nyquist the shot, and he forced Miller to get up there with the left arm and make the save. Mike Milbury talked a little bit about it in the intermission yesterday in the Pittsburgh-Philadelphia game about St. Louis with all the guys they have out. They don't have the puck as much. They don't spend as much time in the opponent's zone. That's really their MO. Back the other way now. Payarvi with a chance. Mrazek again aggressive out to cut off the angle.
Boy, he's just bouncing a step. Mrazek is playing a real forceful game, really challenging for sure. Even when he comes out to play the puck out of his net, there's a bounce in his step. He's playing with energy. You don't see that from a goalie very often.
Good point. The body language is there.
Yes.
Showing that he wants to play. Bouwmeester plays it ahead. Didn't connect, and that will be icing. Well, tonight the push for the playoffs ends. This is the final day, final night of the regular season, and the Stars and the Coyotes from Jobing.com Arena. Dallas Stars clinched their spot in the playoffs with the win over the Blues on Friday night, the 3-0 victory, where the Coyotes gave it all they could, but the loss of Mike Smith, their goaltender, a few weeks back, that game at Madison Square Garden in New York, was probably their undoing. Bouwmeester back canceled ahead. Kroll and Gaskin were tied up there. Now Ian Cole plays it ahead off the stick of Schwartz as he deflects it in deep. Mrazek out to play. That's a confident little outlet pass to Riley Shane up the far side to Bertuzzi. His little backhand pass for Shane is just knocked away now by Shattenkirk. Quincy plays it ahead. Bertuzzi gets a stick on it. Tatar tried to hit Riley Shane. And Kyle Quincy backs up. Gets it off to Smith. Quickly ahead for Bertuzzi, and he'll backhand it deep into the Blues zone. Just over a minute remaining here in this first period of play from Scott Trade Center in St. Louis. Jacobo plays it ahead. It's knocked away, and Joakim Andersson looks over his shoulder. He's trying to hit Jurko. Cracknell drops it back. Stretch pass all the way up for Keith O'Coin. Hammers a shot here. Mrazek to save. Last shot plays it around on the far side. Coyle just off the bench for the Blues. Puts it back in behind the Detroit net. Kindle had it knocked away. Bouncing puck. Jurko. Trying to control. Takes a hit from Porter. Now O'Coin with it again. Nice play back to the line. Now it's up to Bouwmeester with a shot. Mrazek to save. And Lashoff trying to just skate it out of trouble. Bouwmeester, the defenseman, came right in and kept the pressure on. Now Cole looking for a shooting lane. There was nothing there. It was blocked. 15 remaining in the period. Knocked up Kindle with it.
St. Louis is going to have to try to find a way to move Mrazek side to side, because when you come out and challenge that far, that often, you leave yourself susceptible on the other side. So far, Detroit's done a good job of shutting those potential passes off them.
Kindle moves it as the horn sounds to end the first period of play. Just the one goal against Ryan Miller from Justin Abdelkader. Stay tuned for the Lexus Intermission Report. Liam McHugh, Mike Milbury, Keith Jones. We'll talk about the battered Blues defense and the impressive playoff streak for the Detroit Red Wings. 23 consecutive seasons, 1990. The last time the Red Wings failed to make the postseason. 1-0 at the end of one. The intermission report on the other side of this. Nothing on a Justin Advocator first period goal. Red Wings over the Blues right now. Let's start something special. Presented by Honda.
And Pavel Datsyuk starts something special by stealing a puck in the neutral zone. He's so good at reading plays. Here he comes back the other way. Put on the brakes. Sets the table. There's the shot. And the screen in front. And Justin Advocator has it go in off his arm. Pavel Datsyuk, one of the best two-way players in the game. Steals more pucks on average than anybody. Makes fantastic plays. Having him back in the lineup after missing pretty much half the season has been a huge boost to this Red Wing team.
And the Red Wings resting a couple of defensemen here this afternoon. Danny DeKeyser not in the lineup for Detroit.
He's a young man too. Just the fact that they would rest him really shows you what they think of him. Usually the younger guys are the ones who are playing these games. Kronwall, you can understand out of the lineup getting a rest when they know they're already in the playoffs, but DeKeyser's been great for them as well. Ooh, now there's a collision right outside the blue line, and Smith is shaken up.
Smith and Payarvi, and I looked at the official real quick to see if there might be an interference call because the puck wasn't there. Albertson and Franzen, a couple of forwards getting a rest here this afternoon for Detroit. As the guys in the studio were talking about, they will play the Boston Bruins in the first round of the playoffs. As Applicator will a shot steered aside by Miller. It'll be the first time those two original six teams have met in the playoffs since 1957.
That's incredible. Two original six teams have gone that long.
Now Glendening trying to dig it free, and he does. Rolls off his stick. Porter got a piece of it. Glendening staying with it. O'Coin able to get it to Leopold. Now it comes to Roman Polak. He'll play it up the far side. Gets by everybody in wide of Mrazek. And an icing call here.
Let's go back to that collision that happened a couple of minutes ago. You see Brendan Smith still trying to regain himself. I think Payarvi was so focused on the puck, and Smith obviously moving into the middle of the ice. Never saw Payarvi coming until the last second. Payarvi just tries to jump over him. I think he's on a path trying to track down that puck, and it ends up really shaking up Brendan Smith.
Face-off control, Detroit. Ouellette hands it off on the far boards. Drew Miller circles around behind Lynette that's being guarded by his brother. Now puck out to the point area. It's knocked away, and O'Coin will send it far side looking for Roman Polak. Ouellette hustles over. Ryan Sproul, a defense tandem here with Kronwall and DeKeyser resting this afternoon. Glendening across the line, tries to take it wide. Pinned to the boards, LaPierre sends it across now for Reeves. Shattenkirk picks it up, knocked off his stick. Shattenkirk knocks it back down, trying to cut in, rolls it across, and it's knocked away, and it's out to center ice, and on a change, a breakaway for Tatar. Tatar is in, and a save by Miller. Boy, that's a huge save for the confidence of Ryan Miller.
Oh, is it ever. That was a line change by Detroit. That's why Tatar was behind everybody. And, of course, Shattenkirk was up on the play, making the play. He did a good job of moving Mrazek, but nobody was in front of the net.
Now Tatar with Bouwmeester on him. Hands it off to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi for Tatar with a drive, and he just fired it wide. Now Smith moves it along for Riley Shane. It's knocked away. Ott tried to clear. It's held in at the line, right to the blue paint. Miller is down. He still doesn't have it covered. But the official from where he was could not see that.
That's another big save for Miller. That was Tatar right on the edge of the paint there. He couldn't find the handle on it. Good coverage there by St. Louis, but really well done here by Miller. Look at that stretch there, and then Miller makes sure he's got both legs tied up. Prior to that, look at Shattenkirk. He tries to get Mrazek sliding, which he did, threw it into the middle, but you can see Thomas Tatar at the top of your screen there. The St. Louis Blues, with one defenseman up, should have been much more aware of what was going on there. You can't, even on a line change, no matter what the situation, you can't let people in behind you, especially when one of your defensemen is up on the rush.
Now Ratty sends it in deep. Ratty sends it out to the line. Koliakovo rolls it across. Shattenkirk sends it back now for Yashkin. Dmitry Yashkin rolls it back now for Ratty. Derek Roy in on the forecheck as well for the Blues. Jakob Kindle able to get to it for Detroit. Backhanded off the stick of Koliakovo and out to center ice. And Kirk pushes it ahead. Kindle tries to chip it along. Jakob Kindle able to recover back behind his own net. The Red Wings come out with it. Elm sends it in on Miller, and he decides to cover it up there as we'll go inside the glass. Here's Brian Engblom.
That was a big save for Ryan Miller just a moment ago. He's lost his last 4 games and 5 of his last 6. And we'll look at his first period. One of the things that they want to try and get Ryan Miller to slow down on is the sliding. He's sliding a lot from left to right. Look at there how much he has to recover. Unlike him in past years, but because of that, he's covering more room probably than he really has to, and his game's just not quite up to par with what it normally is.
Datsuk pinned to the boards. Steen comes in for the Blues. Now Schwartz able to get it free, and Magnus Bayarby has it for St. Louis. Into the Detroit zone, and the play is offside at the Detroit line. Download the NBC Sports Live Extra app to watch the game live on your phone or tablet, plus have access to live chats with experts from Pro Hockey Talk. The NBC Sports Live Extra app on NBCSports.com/live extra and NHL.com.
Been good tempo to this game, good pace, not a lot of heavy hitting. That's not usually a part of Detroit's game, although Detroit is a much more grinding team, I think, than they've been in a little while, and a lot of it is because of some of the young kids that they have in their lineup.
Olmeister trying to push it ahead. Came out to center ice, deflected off the stick back into the St. Louis zone, and Legwand just missed it. And Ott was able to get it away now as the Blues put it back into the Detroit end. Porter taken to the boards by Glendening. There's Porter trying to dig it out of there. The puck comes free. O'Coin has it now for the Blues. Drops it back in deep for Cracknell. Adam Cracknell again out to the line for Cole. Ian Cole tees it up for a shot. Right past save. Mrazek. He had it. He lost it. Blues picking it up. Oh, and a save by Mrazek on the follow-up. Now Cole again. That's into the glove of Mrazek, and he will hold on with the Blues getting some of their best sustained pressure on Mrazek all afternoon.
More of the same stuff from Mrazek. Really active in this game. There's a great quickness to the way he makes the saves. Comes across, starts to slide a little bit, and the puck was fished out at the last second. Just when he thought he had it there. That was the difference. That was O'Coin. And there was lots of time and room there on the side. There's O'Coin fishing it out. Throws it back into the middle. I think that was maybe Bomeister coming in there, but there was room up top and a little bit of luck there from Mrazek and made a pad save.
Face-off win by the Blues. Leopold jams it along around on the far side. Tatar had it knocked off his stick. Ryan Sproul in to play it. 2 St. Louis forecheckers are there. So is Ouellette, who will play it back into the Blues zone. Chased down by Polak, but it rolls in on Ryan Miller, and he will hold it there.
Let's take a look at some of the kids that have really come through for the Detroit Red Wings this year. Gustav Nyquist, there's a look at Tatar. Tatar didn't start playing until October 21st. Nyquist didn't start until November 21st. Shea on December 17th. Glendening in the middle of December as well. All these guys have done a fantastic job. Nyquist, 28 goals on the season. That guy has done a fabulous job. His message to them is, you can do this. And yeah, they did do it. Got him in the playoffs. Now we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, he did an interview, Mike Babcock, as the puck is poked free at center ice, and the crowd here thought the Blues might get a scoring chance out of it, but it's cleared back the other way as Mrazek responded quickly, and now Tatar trying to cut in front. Comes out to Ouellette. He wanted to send it across for Shea, and Shea backhand shot, and Miller covers up. A couple of Red Wings have their stick in the air, and they're going to take a look at this. The puck is outside the line clearly as it is uncovered by Ryan Miller.
Mostly Bertuzzi and Tatar down low. I was looking to see if Detroit Red Wings players were raising their stick, but it sure looked like they thought it was in. Bertuzzi to Tatar, and in constant pressure, and there's Miller recovering at the last second. Oh, it's close. No, that one is definitely not in. Well covered up. Miller comes across. It's saved in the crease area by Koliakovo. and then they sort of bang into each other for a sec. That was the part where only those two knew whether or not it was over the line. That's how close it got, but it did not go over.
Now the draw controlled by the Blues. Payarvi hands it off for Schwartz. Dumps it behind Kindle off the far boards. Payarvi pinned to the boards by Lashock. Now Schwartz with it again. Picked up by Anderson. Hands it off for Darren Helm, who will send it across deep into the Blues zone. Picked up by Cole, who's ridden hard to the boards by Yurko. Anderson, a centering pass, and the Blues right there. And Bomeister now. Left wing side for Ott will find around behind Mrazek, who has played well here this afternoon. Now a 2-on-1, Helm and Yurko. Helm waits, looks, shoots, and he hits the iron, and it deflects up over the glass and out of play, and a little extra stuff at the end with Steen and Yurko. But they will be separated here with 13:42 remaining in the second. Detroit continues to lead 1-0.
Right side of your screen, 19 is Jay Bomeister. He stays up in the zone, but nobody covers up for him in the middle except for his partner, Ian Cole. That's Darren Helm, who has a 2-on-1. Helm is looking pass. He wants to make the pass, sees that Cole had taken the pass away very well. Ryan Miller came out to the edge of the paint. I think he was giving him purposely some room on that glove side. Ryan Miller likes his glove. He's got a good glove. Helm pulled the trigger, zipped it right off the top edge of the crossbar, and it went up into the netting.
To the line, Quincy. And Nyquist couldn't make the play on it. It's knocked away by the Blues out to center ice. Darren Helm, a guy that started the season injured, Brian. He didn't play his first game until November 2nd. Scored the game-winning goal in his first game with a big hit in the corner by Cracknell on Quincy. Draws a reaction from the Scott Trade Center fans here. Oh, a mad scramble for the puck in the Blues zone. Datsuk tried to bank it off of Miller. On the far side, Cracknell and Quincy come together. Smith over to hold it in. It deflects to the near side of the Blues zone. Nyquist for Applicator. Pollock gives him a rough ride, but Applicator gets it to Smith. Now to Quincy. Through traffic wide of Ryan Miller. Recovered by Datsuk. Off the stick of Nyquist. Now Nyquist has it again. Tries to send it to the front. Leopold gets a stick on it. Able to get it to Cracknell, who plays it back into the Detroit zone.
I think St. Louis would be well served by a couple of more big hits like Cracknell just dealt out on Kyle Quincy. There haven't been that many. St. Louis, when they've played well, have really been physical in the offensive zone.
Roll with a rising shot. Miller made the stop on that as Shattenkirk backhands it now up the left wing side. Derek Roy on the attack. Roy across the line. Oh, is he taken hard into the boards? Time it was Sproul. Now Glendening leads a rush for Detroit. That's blocked up on the netting and out of play.
Oh, Ryan Sproul really lined up Roy in the corner. Just ran him out of room. Roy's going to skate the corner here. Sproul's got the angle on him. He knows exactly what he wants to do. I mean, that is just a superbly clean, well-executed hit by Sproul. You could see he knew what he wanted to do. He got down really low because Derek Roy is much shorter than Sproul is. Got down, used his shoulder and his arms, and boom, just lowered the boom on him. Good hit.
2013 Canadian Major Junior Defenseman of the Year. Played 3 years in the Sioux. This puck back into the Detroit zone. And an icing call here. Well, I started to mention that Mike Babcock did an interview on Toronto radio earlier this week, and he made an interesting comment. It's amazing what you can do to a favorite in a playoff series. Our job will be to put pressure on that favorite right away. If we get goaltending, we're going to be a tough out. You can see he continues to coach here and show his passion on the last day of the season, even though his team is locked into their spot. And it's going to be another icing here.
Yeah, their staff has done a terrific job, no doubt, because they've had to make so many adjustments. Zetterberg and Datsuk missed half the year. Darren Helm, another guy. At one point, they had 5 centermen out. All these young players coming up from Grand Rapids of the American League, and they still pull off their 23rd straight appearance into the playoffs.
And look what they've done during the streak. It's not like they just got in and that was it. 4 Stanley Cups, 2 other losses in the finals, twice losing in the conference final, 33 playoff series won over that stretch. 2 times they lost in the finals, of course, 95 to New Jersey, and then in 09 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Lost to the conference finals 96 to Colorado and 07 to Anaheim. It's been a remarkable run. They've done it with a lot of Hall of Famers in their lineup, and now they're in the playoffs again with a much different lineup. As Bouwmeester sends it cross ice, just out of the reach of Steen. He was looking for the one-timer quickly to the net on the feed from Bouwmeester as the puck back into the blue zone.
That's been a theme offensively for St. Louis their last few games is they're close, they're making the plays, but everything just a little bit off, and it doesn't end up in the back of the net. Good idea, Bouwmeester.
Reeves, and that is blocked up over the glass and out of play. Well, again, a reminder of what's coming up Wednesday. The networks of NBC Universal bring you complete coverage of the 2014 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. Every game, every night. Because it's the Cup. 2014 Stanley Cup playoff presented by Geico.
Brian Lashoff with a good stick on that last play prevented a good shot on net for St. Louis.
Now Reeves out of the corner. Reeves, LaPierre, and Ott. Been an effective line for Ken Hitchcock. They accounted for the only goal in the game we did here against the Washington Capitals. A 4-1 loss for St. Louis that night. Now Helm across the line again with that speed. Shot blocked by Leopold. Anderson pressured by Polak. Now the puck hit the referee skates on the corner. Yurko over to get it. Sends it out to the line. Quickly back to the net. Kim Anderson has it again. And a whistle and a penalty coming. A holding call spotted by the official at center ice.
Well, the quickness of the Detroit Red Wings inside the zone caused Jordan Leopold to reach out and touch someone, and you end up getting 2 minutes for holding. Good quickness here by Detroit. Working the seams, rotating around. There's a little bit of a hold there along the wall. And then prior to that, look at Reeves, who had good penetration, and look at Lashoff. That was the deflection I was talking about prior to that last face-off. St. Louis has not had a lot of good looks at the net. That was one, and Lashoff took it away at the last second.
Poked away by Steen back out to center ice. Had a good look at Jordan Leopold in the penalty box. A former Hobey Baker Award winner at the University of Minnesota. Couldn't have been too happy about his alma mater losing the national championship game against Union. Congratulations to Union College. Here is Kindelmau. Hands it out for Bertuzzi, out to the line. Datsuk across for Nyquist. A little push there now toward the net. Easy block for Shattenkirk. He didn't get enough on it to clear it past Datsuk, who just did get it through Schwartz. Or the Blues could have had a 2-on-0 break. Mrazek settles it down, and Pavel Datsuk will start it back for Detroit. Minute 20 remaining in the Leopold minor penalty. Trying to clear it up the board. Bertuzzi battling there. It comes out to the line. Sproul with it. The far side, Riley Shane. Deep. Cole tries to clear, but intercepted by Sproul. Winds it up to the net. Miller the save. Blocked it to the far board. Now Yurko with it. Out to the line. Tatar. Back for Thomas Yurko. It's the face-off. Dot could get much on the shot. Rebound in front for Anderson. After the initial shot changed direction. Sproul with a keep in. Yurko. Tatar with a high shot. He put it up too high. And now it's cleared by the Blues all the way down the ice.
Ian Cole not being able to get the puck out of the zone led to that flurry of action for Detroit. That's twice in a row. Shattenkirk had done it, and they were fortunate that he didn't have the same thing happen that time. To St. Louis on the penalty kill, you get one chance, it's got to go out of the zone.
Now Sproul with it. Down by Yurko, sends it in deep. Riley Shane. So off for Anderson. Anderson tried to jam it up the boards. 3 Blues there, 3 Red Wings now. Yurko kind of backed off, waiting for that puck to pop free. Shattenkirk for the Blues clears it on the far side. And stepping out of the box is Leopold. So the Blues are back to full strength with just over 8 minutes remaining here in the second period. They're 1-0, but a 3-on-1 for St. Louis. Leopold for Ott. Backhands it across LaPierre. Mrazek down. He made the save. Another chance across the open net. Ends up on the far side. LaPierre sends it back in deep. Penalty coming against Detroit. Miller, the long sprint to try to get to the bench. Quincy went for a big hit, just missed, and the puck comes out to center ice. And the Blues with an extra attacker and the empty net on the delayed penalty call will go to work. Oliakovo for Steen. Steen trying to cut to the middle, and it's taken by Detroit. And we will step aside. What a save by Mrazek. The Red Wings will be shorthanded. When we come back, we'll hear from Red Wing head coach Mike Babcock. The Scorpion-like save by Mrazek.
You have a lot of young guys in the lineup, always a couple of young guys on your point again tonight, but you haven't spent much time inside your own zone, extended time. Was that a priority for you?
Well, no question about it. Let's face it, where we're going in the playoffs, we spend any time in our own zone to wear us out. We've had a couple of times where we didn't get out on the wall, or a couple of times where the D didn't seem to want to go back and get it. Those two things lead to lots of time in your own zone. So we got to be strong on the walls, go back, get puck. We got a big kill right here. It gets sorted out.
Thanks, Coach.
And to start the kill, the Red Wings win the draw and send it down the ice. Of course, Mike Babcock says where we're going in the playoffs. He knows full well they're going to Boston. And certainly you can't spend time in your own zone against that team. Many feel the most complete and playing the best hockey right now.
Boston's been a machine, especially since the Olympic break.
Detroit did win the season series, though, 3 out of 4 against Boston, although they played 2 of those games very early in October when the Red Wings were a very different team. And
Mike and Keith were talking a little bit about that in the studio in the intermission, that Boston's a lot quicker than they were on the back end, too. That used to be, well, if you played quick against Boston, maybe you could make up for them grinding you to death, but they're a lot quicker than they were.
Helm throws it to the front, and Miller comes out and sweeps it away before Brendan Smith, who had jumped up on that shorthanded attempt to get to the puck. Roy the other way. Mrazek the save, and the rebound cleared by Ouellette back into the St. Louis end. A minute remaining in the Glendening penalty. Roy across the line. Sends it back out. Cole able to redirect. Ashkin now hands it off. Roy tried to put it out in front. Good positioning there by Drew Miller. Now Derek Roy again. Oh, momentarily Ty Ratty was wide open in front. They just couldn't get it to him. Leopold hands it back now. Ratty takes a look. Poked off of his stick by Miller. And recovered by Lashoff. He'll play it back the other way. Cole puts it deep into the Detroit zone. Lashoff plays his man hard. Cole and Miller come together. Ashkin does a good job to keep it away from Drew Miller. Now Ouellette gets a stick on it, and Miller able to clear this puck all the way down in behind the St. Louis goal. Jordan Leopold. Shattenkirk plays it ahead off the stick of Cracknell, and they'll play just offside at the Detroit line. We will step away, still 1-0 from the first period goal by the Wings.
Bottom left of your screen, 48 is Ryan Sproul. I'm going to come to the bench. No, I'm not. Brendan Smith, on, off, on, off. Detroit, terrible line change. 3-on-1 for the St. Louis Blues. What do you do if you're Sproul? Make yourself look as big as possible. He was everywhere. Lapierre had a decent chance on the short side. Couldn't connect. Aggressive goaltending by Mrazek.
Justin Applicator in the first period. The only goal in this game. If St. Louis loses this game in regulation, Colorado's the division winner. As a backhand shot here, and Nyquist raised his stick. Did he think that was in? It grazed off the top of the iron. Maybe he thought it hit the back bar.
I'm not sure that Miller knew where it was either.
Now Porter lays it ahead into the Detroit zone. They jam up in the corner. Datsuk pulls it out of there. Plays it around on the far side. Nyquist couldn't get to it. Held in by Polak for Cracknell. Now for Porter. Porter circles the Detroit net. Taken away by Sproul and hands it off to Pavel Datsuk. Datsuk one-hands it to Applicator. Pushes it ahead now into the St. Louis zone. Datsuk tried to recover it. A scramble for the puck. It's Applicator who's held up by Polak. And Bouwmeester comes out of it now with St. Louis. Hands it off. Into lacrosse, Lashoff. Ahead for Shane across the line. Back for Bertuzzi. Sent it to the front of tip. And right out on a save by Miller. Ryan Reeves starts back the other way under 4 minutes remaining in the second period. Reeves closing in on the right wing. Trying to slide it across to Payarvi. It was blocked by Lashoff. Angled off the boards now. Koliakovo tees it up. Through traffic, it was blocked by Shane. And Tatar tried to play it ahead quickly. He knew Bertuzzi was breaking. Now Riley Shane has it. Shane pulls the trigger. He scores! 2-0 Detroit.
Chances at both ends of the ice. Detroit had a really good one. Then St. Louis came down for a chance, and they're right back the other end again. The difference is Sheahan gets great penetration, and he'll use Koliakovo as a screen. Watch how far Koliakovo is backed in there, and it goes right between the legs of Koliakovo. That's one of the most difficult plays for a goaltender to pick up. You don't see it right away. Miller's right out on the edge of the paint. It's like he's backed in, but he can't get his glove up on time. Riley Shane with the curl and drag and just ripped that one top shelf.
Riley Shane had the only goal for the Wings in their last game, a 2-1 loss against Carolina. As a shot here is into the glove of Ryan Miller.
Oh, and the fans here in St. Louis getting on Ryan Miller a little bit. Some mock cheers there with that glove save. That was a heck of a shot, though, to have to save a moment ago off of Riley Shane. Not being challenged until he's well past the tops of the circle. Riley Shane with 9 goals on the season. He's been another part of that story of the young guys for Detroit Red Wings, but Koliakovo wasn't able to regain position, and he ended up just screening his goaltender.
Now Smith. Roy recovers for the Blues, hands it off high slot. Ratty out to the line, a shot doesn't get through. And Brendan Smith able to, on a second effort, get it out to center right. Bo Meester circles back. You have a veteran who's had a terrific season as the backup goaltender behind Ryan Miller in Brian Elliott. So what do you do for game 1 of the playoffs? Neutral zone turnover by Detroit. Cole with a shot, Mrazek the save.
Great read there by Cole stepping up on the play. They need some offense. They need some aggressive nature to turn this thing around. That was a good steal by Cole.
Now Anderson knocks it back, and Yurko backhands it over the short glass and out of play.
Watch Ian Cole in the middle of the ice here. Was Yurko coming out of the zone, I believe. It was Darren Helm. Helm doesn't expect Cole to do what he did. He just expected Cole to be backing off, and Cole read the play, anticipated, veered off, cut the pass off, and all the Detroit Red Wings were going the wrong way.
Glendening tossed out of the circle for the faceoff right at center ice. Steen and Legwand battle. Detroit controls. Sproul ahead now for Glendening. Deflects it in deep. Bumps there with Polak. Sproul started to come in. Saw that the Blues were going to get to the puck first, and now Ott able to clear it. Ryan Sproul backs up and slides it across. Ouellette off the boards. Glendening gets it deep. Down to 2 minutes remaining here in the second period. Detroit with a 2-0 lead. Steen on the far side. Ott with it. Drops it off for Jaden Schwartz. He tried to get it to the front. It was blocked high off the glass. And picked up by Legwand. He knew he was going to take the hit. Tries to clear. Held in by Jordan Leopold. Slides it back in deep. Drew Miller off the boards for Legwand, and he will clear it back the other way. Schwartz deflects it back now into the Detroit zone. Minute and a half remaining in the period. Off the glass, Porter. Able to hold it in. Now sends it back in deep for Cracknell. Off a stick, recovered by Sproul. He'll play it back up the far side. Drew Miller with it there. Back for Jakob Kindl. Intercepted by the Blues. Shattenkirk backs up. Long range shot, hits a stick and goes up on the netting and out of play. Well, you see that the Blues led Colorado by 8 points back on the 28th of March, and this is what's happened in the month of April. And notice how many times that they've been shut out. Lost 4-0 against Colorado, 3-0 against Dallas. And you take a look at the standings against St. Louis, needs at least a point here. If they end this game with no points, stay at 111, they lose the tiebreaker to Colorado. They let them off the hook for their finale against Anaheim tonight. And Colorado would be locked into that first place spot. And Colorado would play Minnesota in the first round. St. Louis would get Chicago St. Louis with home ice advantage as this play offside at the St. Louis line.
St. Louis, some of their best looks offensively have been their shots from the point. I know Shattenkirk's had a couple of decent looks at the net on his last chance. He comes through for them on the power play. He's got 7 power play goals this year, all of them on the road. Great shooter from the point. Doesn't go for the big shot all the time. When he sees an opening, which he saw on his last shift, and it did hit a shaft of his stick, and he just kind of looked up at the ceiling afterwards and went, really? It didn't go in? Watch him move into the middle. See how his head's up all the way? See, there was room down low on the stick side, and that's where it got deflected away.
Olmeister plays it ahead, deflected into the Detroit zone. It came back out. It was played with a high stick, I believe, waved down by the officials with 51 seconds remaining. Call Star NHL to download NHL Game Center. Get a free premium upgrade only on Verizon. Enjoy exclusives like free live NBC national games. Never be without hockey. On terrific face-off man against Datsuk, who's also very good, and Datsuk wins that one. And Smith starts it back up the ice. Lays it deep into the St. Louis zone. Miller lays it back around the glass up high. Ott gets to it. Backhands it across now. And Yakubo angled wide by Datsuk. It's cleared by the wings, and Shattenkirk has it again. Center ice for the Blues.
Good job by Detroit there, especially Datsuk, realizing that St. Louis wanted to activate their D. He had the angle on Koliakovo all the way, shut him off, shut that down, and didn't let St. Louis in on the rush.
Icing here against the Blues. Face-off will go back into the St. Louis end of the ice.
Pavel Datsuk's read of the play, his hockey IQ is almost off the chart. Middle of your screen. Watch, you'll see how quickly he closes it down. Reads the play, understand left side of your screen there. That Koliakovo wanted entrance into the zone. He was coming with speed. He's always looking around, and that's what it takes, looking away from the puck. Who's the next guy that's going to get it when you're on defense, and he knows exactly how to do that.
This is just the 10th game he's played as the shot here is deflected up on the netting since the Winter Classic. Centering past the late penalty as Mrazek went to the bench. Extra attacker just got on for Detroit.
Looks like it's Alexander Steen headed in that direction. A cross-checking call just doesn't help the cause for Ken Hitchcock. They need to get some offense going, although it is the end of the period. They'll be able to rest themselves before they have to kill off the majority of this penalty for Steen.
4.5 seconds on the clock with the face-off in the Blues zone. It'll be Datsuk against LaPierre. LaPierre won it back to the corner. Polak, aware of the time situation, just holds it there for the Horn to end the second period. Discover Card second intermission coming your way with Liam, Mike, and Keith. We'll talk about St. Louis missed opportunities and the impressive turnaround by the Colorado Avalanche under their first-year head coach, Patrick Waugh. Abdelkader scored in the first. Riley Sheahan in the second period for the Detroit Red Wings, who lead 2-0 over the Blues. The second intermission right after this. Abdelkader in the first, Sheahan in the second, 2-0 Detroit as we get ready for the third period. Dave Crater back along with Brian Engblom. Both of these teams playing less than their full lineup, Brian. But Detroit's the team that's locked in. They know where they're going, yet nothing changes about their approach.
No, that's true. They're a puck possession team. They're players that they've used all season long up and down from the American League, play the same kind of system. Their idea is who touched the puck after you had it last, and they make sure it's one of their guys or it's in a safe spot. That's all good stuff for Detroit. They've been in playoff mode for months.
And for the St. Louis Blues, what do you need to see from them in the third period?
I think just that will, that all-out empty the tank sort of will of we're just going to play hard and see where this game goes. Ryan Miller's the guy that's got to work things out for himself. That's why he's in this game. He's wanted to figure out where that last save that he hasn't had in the last few games, where that one is. But for these guys up front, they got to go play hard out there and make some things happen. I would want to see them play a little bit more physical than they have.
And you saw that Alexander Steen will start this third period in the box. Remember, he took that penalty with just under 5 seconds remaining in the second. And so Detroit going to work on their fourth power play of the afternoon with a 2-0 lead, but a steal by LaPierre. He wheels, tries to get it to the front. Jakob Kindl was there defensively for Detroit.
You know, LaPierre's line has been really the best line, most consistent for St. Louis in this game.
That's it for Nyquist. Nyquist between the circles with a shot. Save made by Miller. And he covers up as Gustav Nyquist then went charging to the front of the net.
And Miller a little slow to get up. That was Nyquist going to the net. He was ready for a collision, and he pushes Leopold over backwards and falls right on top of Miller. But the penetration here by Nyquist, St. Louis had backed off the line. Nice little move into the middle. Leopold looked like he was ahead of Nyquist, headed to the corner, and Nyquist moved in onto his forehand, makes it really dangerous, and then Nyquist wins that battle as well too. Miller looks like he's okay for the worse for wear, but Leopold gave up too much room there in the middle of the ice, and Nyquist had a nice look at the net.
Nyquist without a goal in his last 5 after that tremendous stretch he was on. Mike Babcock said, let's be honest, he carried us for a month as this puck sent back down behind.
Well, Nyquist has 23 goals since January the 20th. That's more than any other Detroit player has all season long.
Incredible. Miller steers it to his defenseman Shattenkirk, who is able to get it over the outstretched glove of Jakob Kindl. Mrazek comes down and hands it off. I thought there might be a possibility of seeing Jimmy Howard here this afternoon, that the coaches may have thought about, kind of splitting the duties, because Detroit won't be able to start their first round series until Thursday at the earliest, because the Celtics have a game Wednesday at TD Garden.
Jimmy Howard's won 4 of his last 5. I think they're feeling pretty good about him, obviously, and just giving him the rest mentally to get himself geared up for the playoff run, which he has done before.
Anderson centering pass to Tatar with the backhand, and he got it away. And Miller got a piece of it. Half a minute still remaining on this Detroit power play. Tatar makes a nifty move up high. Boy, has his confidence gone off the charts since the Sochi Olympics, and a hand pass called here against Detroit. But
Thomas Tatar, he had a great chance in close, right in the paint area. Didn't have much area to work with on a quick jam play. Here it is right here. He tries to pull it through his feet, nearly pulled it off. Then he comes back up around the blue line, and watch this move up here. This is like, I'm going this way. Whoop, no, not that way. Talk about making room for yourself there. What a move by Tatar.
Well, when you have his skill and you watch a guy like Pavel Datsyuk can practice every day, imagine that raises your confidence to try stuff like that. Nyquist sends it along. Bertuzzi and Leopold tie each other up as the puck is cleared by the Blues all the way back into the Detroit zone. Of course, these two franchises were division rivals, Brian, for 31 seasons up until this year, when the Red Wings moved to the East as the Steen penalty is over. Datsyuk across the line, sends it across looking for Bertuzzi. Jumps over a stick. It's picked up now by Keith Aucoin. He comes back with Polak and with Steen and with Chris Porter. Aucoin pushed it along. Porter has it now in deep. Looks out toward the line. Decides instead to go back along the end board. Bouncing puck. Mrazek saw it come right across in front of him. Jammed along the boards. Recovered by Datsyuk. Pavel Datsyuk sends it the other way into the St. Louis end of the ice. Ty Rattie, second NHL game, dumps it along the boards. He's had a terrific season with Chicago in the American Hockey League. The pass here is blocked by Legwand.
29 goals for Rattie. That's a good season.
29 goals in 69 games with the Chicago Wolves. Sproul with a pass that bounces up into the Blues zone. Glendening and Koliakovo come together. Here's Glendening. Hands it off now for Quincy. Quincy to the side of the net looking for Legwand. He got it right out in front. And the Blues get to it first. Ashkin starts it back the other way. He carries into the Detroit zone. Pushes Kyle Quincy up along the board. Now Yashkin turns and sends it back toward the side of the net, covered up by Mrazek.
Go back to Nyquist for a moment again, and those incredible numbers he's put up. The first 6 weeks of the season, he's in the American League because of the salary cap issues that Detroit had. All of December and half of January, only 1 goal. then 9 goals in 10 games prior to the Olympics, and in March, 12 goals in 15 games.
Like Babcock says, his hockey IQ is off the charts. Puck is dumped in wide of the St. Louis goal. Ian Cole now for Jay Bouwmeester. Bouwmeester starts it ahead. Malott pushes it in deep, and this play offside at the Detroit line. Well, we've got some specific playoff news for you as we bring you what's next, brought to you by CenturyLink. It'll be Columbus and Pittsburgh Game 1 here on NBCSN on Wednesday night. Coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern. That'll be followed by Dallas and Anaheim Game 1 at 10 Eastern. And Tampa Bay and Montreal Game 1, 7 Eastern on CNBC. The networks of NBC Universal bringing you the Stanley Cup playoffs. And get ready for a terrific couple of months. This puck is sent back into the Detroit zone. Mrazek comes out and lays it up the boards. Polak gets there for the Blues. Now Reeves. Anything else to be settled today is home ice advantage in that first round series between Tampa Bay and Montreal. Tampa Bay can leapfrog over Montreal and grab home ice advantage if they get 2 points in their game against the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, that's no small thing. That home ice advantage is certainly gigantic.
Puck gets away from Reeves, and this will be icing as Sproul was ahead of the St. Louis player.
Hey, Dave, I think we should pass along some congratulations to a couple of guys who are retiring, too. Glenn Chico Resch.
Absolutely.
As a TV analyst for the New Jersey Devils since the mid-90s. He's calling it a day. Congratulations, Chico, done a great job. And, of course, Ryan Smith playing in Edmonton, finishing it out, played his last game ever last night for the Edmonton Oilers. They had a nice night for him, and he was battling right to the end.
And the Vancouver Canucks came back out onto the ice to be part of the tribute to Ryan Smith, which was a classy move.
Yeah. They made him captain again for that last game.
Now Kindle drops it back. Here is Datsuk. At center ice, tried to play it ahead. It kind of rolled off his stick, but Nyquist able to get it into the Blues zone. 5 minutes gone by here in the third. Now Nyquist tries to make a little move. Didn't control the puck, and now Ott pressured by Abdelkader. Nyquist comes over. Now Ott with it again. Out to center ice. Schwartz plays it back in wide of the Detroit net. Jakob Kindl over skates. Picked up by Adi. Jams it out in front. Backhand shot. Mrazek to save. That was Schwartz that had the opportunity. Now it comes free. And Abdelkader will skate it back to center ice, and he'll get it in deep.
Jaden Schwartz was on his backhand there. He only had one quick shot at it. Tried to go 5-hole. Really good job by Mrazek there. Taking that 5-hole away really quickly.
O'Coin turns, plays it ahead. Blocked by Legwand, who just came out of the ice and had his helmet knocked off. Legwand turns it back into the Blues end of the ice. McCracken will skate it right back for St. Louis and dumps it in deep behind Mrazek all the way around on the far side of Coin. Gets it deep for Porter. Porter angles it off the boards. Ian Cole with a shot. Mrazek to save.
Not a lot of second and third chances by St. Louis in this game. Credit Mrazek for his rebounds and the work by the defenders of the Detroit Red Wings in front of him. Usually that's part of the MO of St. Louis and their offense, and they just haven't had as many looks as usual.
Cracked with a long-range shot that's steered aside by Mrazek. Sent back to the front. Picked off. Now Ouellette will hand it off for Anderson. His pass intended far side for Sproul was deflected. Couple of Blues collide. Yaskin, and I can't see the player along the boards. That is Derek Roy.
Oh, he really got tweaked up. That was a strange collision going in different directions, and Roy went down on a strange angle. Derek Roy seems to be okay, but a little frustrated. That's Yashkin, number 26, and there's Derek Roy, two players, same team, running into each other. Yashkin was focused on the puck. Roy was coming around doing the same thing, got tweaked around, went down on a strange angle, and went into the boards, but it was more frustration, it appeared, than injury when he came to the bench, and he's not headed by any observation I can see here towards the locker room. So just adding to what's gone on in this game and really the last couple of days here for St. Louis. Keith Jones was talking about the lack of confidence in St. Louis's game, especially offensively. Normally you see them go north, leaning into the game all the time. They have not been leaning into the game offensively at all. If anything, it's sort of stand up and or fall back.
Mrazek plays this puck around Tatar, had it knocked away by Shattenkirk, who came in aggressively. Lays it out high, Koliakovo now for Steen with a drive that missed the net. And Bertuzzi turns and dumps it out through center ice, and it's right out of the stick of Tatar. He's in to the forehand. Oh, and Miller, great patience, played it well, and gave him nothing. Now Steen tried to move it to Schwartz, but it's recovered by Riley Shane.
That was again St. Louis with a defenseman up in the play. Alexander Steen was back covering him, but nobody looked around at Tatar. Shattenkirk, the other defenseman back, have to be aware of who's getting away from you, and they are not in this game. St. Louis has been guilty 2 or 3 times of doing that.
Drew Miller across the line. It in on his brother Ryan. It's steered aside. Now Glendening out to Lashoff. Slides it across Kindle. Reeves pressuring him. Now Legwand with it. Legwand with a shot. That went up high over the glove. Now Legwand recovers for Kindle. Kindle's shot blocked. Lashoff hands it back out at center ice. Bouwmeester. Pressured by Drew Miller. But the Blues get it back. LaPierre drops it off. Cole plays it up the far side. Cracknell works to the middle, but it's blocked up on the netting and out of play.
Ryan Miller came up with a big save on another flat-out breakaway the Detroit Red Wings have had in this game. Koliakovo stepped up on the left side. Steen is in his place, but Shattenkirk is unaware of Tatar coming through the neutral either. Either Steen or Shattenkirk has to be looking. Great anticipation by Tatar, and that's another really good patient save by Ryan Miller. Very well done on both breakaways by Ryan Miller in this game.
Derek Roy back out here for the Blues after that collision with a teammate. Took that draw against Datsuk as Leopold now moves it along the boards. It'll be chased back by Sproul. Sproul pressured by Roy. Abdelkader gets to it. Hands it off for Roulette. Now Gustav Nyquist with it. Nyquist will rush it into the Blues zone. Nyquist gets it to Abdelkader. High slot here is Datsuk with a shot that is blocked. Pavel Datsuk with it again. Rolls it in front. And the Blues just got a stick at it. Goes right back to Datsuk. Now Datsuk working against Leopold. Pavel Datsuk tried to backhand it across. Quincy able to keep it alive. Now Leopold gets it and flips it ahead. It'll be skated by Yashkin out to center ice. One hands it for Roman Polak, jumping up on the play, but taken back by Quincy. Slides it across, and it's cleared by Joachim Anderson, and will not go far enough for icing. Again, the Blues without Morrow, Oshie, Backus, Berglund, Tarasenko, and Sabotka. Better than 40% of their offense. Now a puck is cleared by the Wings defense to the near boards. Slapped at by Shattenkirk. Keith Aucoin getting some help from Cracknell. Sends it along the boards behind the Detroit net to the far side. Cracknell has it. Turns, takes the shot. Knocked down in front. Recovered here by Helm. Kindle pushing it along. Gets the return from his partner Lashoff. Up the far side. Good pressure here by this line for the Blues. Aucoin now hands it off. Shot from the angle. Missed the net. All the way around to the right point. Shattenkirk deflected in front. Now Aucoin chases it down again. Lashoff is there. And to protect the puck with a body, but it's knocked away by the Blues. Cracknell with it. Now Cracknell out near the line. Hands it off to Shattenkirk. Good stick there by Anderson. Anderson plays it ahead, or tried to Helm. Good stick by Shattenkirk. Got it right back. Shattenkirk angles it off the boards behind Mrazek. Steen out to the left wing boards, and the out shot goes wide. Here's Shattenkirk with it. Slides it across. Bouwmeester hands it off. Schwartz just off the bench. It's in the glove of Mrazek, who has something to say to Steve Ott. Steve Ott always has something to say to the opposition. 9.5 remaining in the third. It remains 2-0 Wings. Well, tomorrow and Tuesday, the Voice playoffs continue. The slots for the live shows are filling up, and the performances are better than ever. The Voice is all new tomorrow and Tuesday. here on NBC. Dave Strader along with Brian Engblom. And Brian, Adam Cracknell was part of a pretty important line for the Blues in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, he was. I thought he just had a real good shift. He's had a pretty good game in this game. I wonder if they'll keep him around for the playoffs. In that series against Los Angeles, I thought they were going to have to replace the boards and the glass a couple of times.
Yeah.
He hit people so hard out there. They need some of that in this playoff stretch. I wonder if we'll see some of Cracknell in there.
Yeah, with Cracknell, Porter, and Reeves, they called the CPR line. Ian Cole back to recover the puck, plays it around. Now Legwand with it to the front, redirected, and a save made by Miller. He was just in the right place at the right time there.
I don't know if that hit him in the mask, but it was a redirection right in front of him. Good positioning.
Now Cole with it, number 28. Tries to send it for the net. Ott in on Smith. Out to center ice, off the stick of Drew Miller. He recovers, tries to play it ahead. Glendening is in, trying to kick it ahead to his stick. And Ryan Miller covers up, waiting for a whistle. And he's not going to get one as no Red Wings were in the vicinity, so he plays it to his defense. And now LaPierre, with 8:35 remaining here in the third period. Detroit with a 2-0 lead. Detroit can't go anywhere. They are locked into the number 2 wild card spot. They will play the Boston Bruins in the first round of the playoffs. Oh, a big hit along the end boards. This time on Ryan Sproul. Sproul listed at 6'3" and just under 200 pounds. Sproul bounced right back up to his credit, and now to tire center ice. LaPierre drops it back into his own zone. Oliakovo. Center ice, puts it up on the glass. Around the boards and recovered here by Xavier Ouellet. He'll be patient now as the Red Wings are completing a line change. It's dangled off the boards. Nyquist may have gotten a stick on it. Now it's gloved down by Pavel Datsyuk across the line. This play is onside.
No, it's not offside. That was somebody whistled in the audience, and it sounded like a whistle from the referee.
Kindle slides it across. And lash off for Kindle. Far side. Datsyuk. Area pass. Score! Redirected by Abdelkader. It's 3-0.
That about says it all. That shake of the head for Ryan Miller. What a pass from Pavel Datsyuk. Abdelkader just has to knife through and keep his stick on the ice. Datsyuk on the left side of your screen. Look at Abdelkader. Gets inside position, has his stick down, and Datsyuk puts it right on the tape. Nice little saucer pass. It's going to land right on the tape. And Abdelkader's got a man draped all over the back of him. That's Polak. But Polak is not between him and the net, and Abdelkader makes him pay.
Second assist of the afternoon for Pavel Datsyuk. Assisting on both goals by Abdelkader. He picks up his 9th and 10th goals of the season. Now across for Joachim Andersen. Andersen sends it toward the net. It's in the glove of Miller. He will hold it there with just under 7 minutes remaining.
Well, it wasn't probably a minute before that where Glendening had gone to the front of the net, and almost exactly the same play had developed from the opposite side of the ice off the left wing side. It didn't quite work. It was close, and then Abdelkader going to the net with his stick down, getting inside position, and that's a perfect redirection. Ryan Miller at this point can't get a break. Pretty tough for him to make a save there when it's redirected right up under the bar.
Linesman down on the ice and is in some difficulty. That is Derek Amell. After the faceoff was executed in the Blues zone.
He's slow to get up, but it looks like he's okay now. Does he get his feet kicked out? Yeah, he gets slew-footed inadvertently from behind there. Jay Bouwmester's skates knock him out. That hurts incredibly. I mean, there's nowhere for you to go but down, so you try to protect yourself. His elbow, his hip, could be anything.
Yeah,
but
his right skate also caught Brian as he came down. He's not putting any weight on that right side as he skates off, and probably going to be it for him for the afternoon with under 7 minutes to go.
Yeah. Hope he's all right for the playoff stretch.
Well, the officials, unlike the teams that earn their way in with points, the officials earn their way in on merit and find out after the regular season is complete if they're going and where they're going. As Sproul hammers one in, knocked aside by Miller. Anderson knocked away from him. Willett through traffic. That's up high on the glass. And Sproul tried to jam it back to the front of the Blues net. Pierre angled it off the far boards. The Blues center ice, but it's knocked right back by Detroit. Recovered here by Anderson. Sproul will lift it across. Center ice, Glendening. Knocked off of his stick, pushed ahead, but knocked away by Detroit and back out to center ice. Jaden Schwartz has it there. Looks like the losing streak to end the season will go to 6 and 2 and 7 in their last 9, unless the Blues can pull off a miracle here in the last 550 or so.
You certainly can tell it in the audience too. So at times there have been sarcastic cheers for Ryan Miller, although he's made some big saves in this game too, a couple on breakaways, but such a totally different atmosphere. I was just thinking, Dave, from games we did early in the season, even probably 2 months ago.
Smith with a shot that sails in wide. Absolutely. Now Schwartz just mishandles it, comes back to him though. Now Schwartz tries to get it to the front. Intercepted by Brendan Smith, backhands it, but it's knocked down by Koliakovo looking for a shooting lane, and Mrazek saw that all the way. We will step away with 5:19 to go. Detroit in control here in St. Louis, leading 3-0. No, Justin Applicator, 2 goals this afternoon, a lot like many of the forwards in this Detroit lineup, in and out of the lineup because of injuries. Didn't have a goal in the 7 games he's played. Coming into this one this afternoon after missing 7. With 2 goals here this afternoon, another example of a guy in the Detroit system. Paid his dues down in Grand Rapids, was an American Hockey League Rookie of the Year back in 08-09. Mike Babcock talked a lot about that Grand Rapids program. You know, Jeff Blatchell, who was an assistant with Babcock here in Detroit, now the head coach down in Grand Rapids, and he said there's constant dialogue between the two of us. Nyquist across the line, tried to burst through. Koliakovo just got a stick on it at the last second.
You can tell that there's that dialogue because when the players come up, they're not making gigantic adjustments. When a player gets called up from the American League, they're going through issues of their own individually about confidence and can I play here, and this is the NHL and I got to play against all these stars. You don't want to be learning a whole new system on top of that. Well, that doesn't happen. They know exactly how the game is going to be played for the Wings, and it helps them adjust to that other part.
Offside the call here.
Peter Mrazek has had 20 shots on goal, and he's been perfect so far. He's had support certainly in front of him. What an aggressive approach he's had to the game. Look how far out he is on the paint here. In that one, he's about 15 feet out. He's been very quick. He's played with a lot of authority. He's had some luck too, like that one on Lapierre. If he could have got it up and airborne, it would have been better. But see the quickness in this game there? He showed a lot of confidence. A second-team All-Star in the American League. He played 8 games with Detroit prior to this. Only 1 win while he's on his way to his second. Interesting to see the body language of goaltenders matters. It matters a lot. First of all, you have to stop the puck. And if you're looking spectacular all the time, that always makes coaches wary. But I don't think he's had to make a lot of spectacular saves. There's Jimmy Howard. You know who's going to be the playoff goalie. Jimmy Howard got the night off tonight. He's getting ready mentally for that first game against the Boston Bruins. He's been in that battle zone before in the playoffs, and he'll be the guy to carry them as far as they're going to go.
And they've got Jonas Gustafsson, nicknamed the Monster, who has played for them, but boy, what relief to know you got a guy like Mrazek as your third guy. If you have an injury to either one of your top 2, which they have right now, Gustafsson is out. There's a chance here for Roy up high over the glove of the Detroit goaltender.
That puck wouldn't sit flat. Roy was trying to go up top, but when it fluttered, he got too much under it and went over the net.
And that's just offside as Bertuzzi couldn't hold up on the stretch pass.
Well, Detroit's done a really good job inside their own zone. Their quickness and their ability to get the pucks have prevented St. Louis from getting a lot of sustained attacks. There have been a few flurries. I mean, you're not going to stop them all. but this young team certainly has moved the puck effectively out of their zone. That's where it starts. And they've even created a couple of breakaways in this game that they haven't cashed in on.
Now Cole, side of his own net, deflects over to Jaskin, back to Cole. Now Cole tried to move it through the neutral zone, but it's knocked away. Wings have done a good job in the neutral zone here this afternoon. As Ouellette sends it far side, Sproul. Knocked away by LaPierre. Yurko closes down on him. And it's lifted back out through center ice. Bouwmeester there with Helm, looking for a loose puck. Emmed out to center ice. And Sproul sends it right back in on Ryan Miller, who blocks it for Bouwmeester. Bouwmeester thought about the stretch pass. Now Cracknell will just backhand it wide of the Detroit goals. Picked up by Jakob Kindl, plays it around. It gets through Cracknell, picked up by David Legwand with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third. Legwand's pass ends up on the stick of Drew Miller. He sends it toward the net. Ryan Miller steers it aside. Now it comes to the near side for Porter. Porter plays it ahead, and Cracknell got it deep, but Mrazek quickly came out to play that puck above the goal line. You're right, Brian. He's been active this afternoon. Peter Mrazek handling pucks and on his toes. Good way to describe it.
But I wouldn't call him jumpy. Sometimes goaltenders try to overplay and they just look jumpy and they get themselves in more trouble. I think he's walked that line, that fine line, extremely well.
Pavel Datsyuk plays it ahead. It's blocked by Koliakova. Recovered by Applicator. Nyquist a breakaway, and another patient play by Miller. Couple of breakaways that Miller has had to face from two of the young stars of the Wings, Tatar and then Nyquist. Broken up in the neutral zone again. Datsyuk back for Nyquist. Koliakova had to quickly get back.
You know, I don't think this St. Louis team has to worry about Ryan Miller. They've got to worry about the way they're playing away from the puck. Ryan Miller, I think, has proven some things to himself in this game. He's made 3 saves just on those breakaways alone. Some other really good saves, too. Some of the goals that went in on him today, really tough to stop. So I think that, you know, he's done a good job of working his way back through the problems that he's had over the last 4 or 5 games, and there's a lot of pressure on him. Ryan Miller's been around the block. He's been here a long time. He knows exactly what this is all about. St. Louis traded for him because they thought that was the piece that they were missing. Better, more consistent goaltending to help them win the Stanley Cup. And because of the way the team has played, the focus is on him, because ultimately the goaltender is the one that gets the goals counted against them. And yes, he certainly has had those goals, that one goal a game where you go, that one just shouldn't have gone in. He knows it. I think he's fought through a lot of stuff here under pressure even before the playoffs start.
Last minute as Polak sends it across. The return from Leopold was behind number 46. He hustles back, returns it. Leopold now to LaPierre. Angles it out to center right, picked up by Ty Ratty. Burst to speed, backhand shot. Mrazek able to make the stop there. Now Jaskin with a chance on the short side, and Mrazek hangs on to that one. What's next, presented by CenturyLink, and again a reminder of the playoff matchups that we know about that we will have here on the family of NBC networks. Columbus, Pittsburgh, NBCSN Game 1 Wednesday at 6:30, followed by Dallas, Anaheim Game 1, Tampa Bay, Montreal, CNBC, and then Chicago and St. Louis Game 2 will be Saturday right here, 3 o'clock Eastern on NBC. Cole throws it across. It's off the stick of Yurko. 10 seconds remaining in this one. Cracknell trying to get himself free. He does. Sends it out to the line. Koliakova with a shot that's blocked wide. Cracknell again. Tries to get it out in front. Mrazek is down, and he's got his second career National Hockey League shutout. He had one earlier this year in Edmonton. We'll have more to wrap this up from Scott Trade Center in St. Louis after a moment. The final score, the Red Wings 3, the Blues nothing. Stay with us.